Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we are back once more of course with the Unnamed Motorsport podcast. This time round we're doing something a little bit different, as you probably would have guessed by the title. We're going to be doing our F1 2026 predictions. Yes, a long way down the line, we're well aware, but of course the new engine changes have been announced, or sort of confirmed that there will be engine changes ready for 2026. I personally think they're going to go to biofuels with a bit of luck. Jamie, what do you think? Biofuels or...?
No clue. Biofuel seems a logical option since petrol will almost certainly be on its way out by then. So
yeah, fair enough. But before we get into this though, how are you getting on this week, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, had a good weekend. Went go-karting.
Did you?
Got whiplash.
You didn't tell me this.
That was fun.
No. How did you get whiplash go-karting?
Someone spun
What
in
did
front
you
of
do?
me. I then stopped to avoid them, and someone didn't stop behind me and absolutely power drive the side of my car.
So you brake
now...
checked someone, is
no,
basically what I've
I
heard
spun
from
and
this.
they were like 5 seconds behind me and they didn't even see me and it just went straight to my side.
It seems like you brake checked them. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think you can tell a bit. I've got like a swollen neck tendon. It's a bit worrying.
Well, I can't because I can't see you, but
Yeah.
I'm sure when I edit this back tomorrow, I'll go, oh my god, look at Jamie's neck.
You can't really see, to be fair. I'm absolutely making it up.
No.
But yeah.
Fair enough. Tell you what, I've noticed. How big is Mick Schumacher's neck?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Have you ever noticed that? Like,
When he was
he
in
just
the,
doesn't really have, like,
in the
yeah,
Schumacher
it's really
dock,
odd.
when he wasn't in racing gear and stuff, his neck is the same width as his head. It's so.
Oh no, it's mad, isn't it? It is absolutely insane. But it's taken us a minute and a half before we've gone off topic this week, which is pretty good by our standards. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I told Jamie at about 8 o'clock this morning this was going to be the plan for today. We normally record these podcasts at about 7 p.m. on a Monday night. It's now 10 to 8 because he didn't do his teams
To be fair, I was out
now.
until about 5:30. So.
I was out till 6 o'clock, but okay.
Yeah, but you the mastermind. You plan stuff. I don't. I just rock up.
Fair enough. But yeah, so Jamie spent 40 minutes now trying to do this when we were meant to be recording. So what we're going to do, we had a couple of house rules for this. Rebrands are allowed for teams, but we're only allowed to introduce a maximum of 2 new teams to Formula 1 as well there. So I've gone with 12 teams altogether, with 3 technically rebrands, and you've gone with 11 teams, if I'm not mistaken.
2 brand new, and I don't know how many rebrands. 4? I don't know.
4 rebrands?
Wait, technically 2, I guess, yeah.
Technically 2, yeah, fair enough. So are we just going to dive right into this then? We'll go through, like, the normal teams first, and then, of course, we'll go through, like, the new teams that we want to include into Formula 1. So, Jamie, let's kick things off then. Mercedes, who have you gone with?
George Russell, I think, is
fair enough.
Almost guaranteed. Mercedes are so consistent with their lineups. I think in the last decade they had 4 drivers in total. So
yes,
I've gone George Russell.
2 Germans and 2 good drivers.
Wow. Okay. I've gone George Russell, and then a little bit out of hope than expectation, Pierre Gasly next to him.
No way.
Have you got the same thing?
I have put Russell and Pierre Gasly in that.
Oh wow.
Genuinely.
Big up Gasly. I think he's been in AlphaTauri for so long that once Lewis retires, either Gasly will still be in AlphaTauri for like his 6th year, or they'll just pick him up. It'll be so cheap to get, and he's a really, really good driver. I mean, obviously money is not a massive issue for Mercedes, but it was so hard picking a second driver to Russell, who's like going to play the Bottas role almost. And while Gasly's good, he's showed next to Verstappen he's not top, which hurts me to say, but against Russell he would do a better job than Bottas has with Hamilton, but also not rock the boat too much, I don't think.
Yeah, my sort of... So obviously, again, I think we've both had to come up with like hypothetical ideas as to how someone's ended up where they are. My theory was that Ocon goes to what is still Alpine in 2023 with Esteban Ocon.
There. Oh, you mean Gasly goes to Alpine?
Sorry, yeah, Gasly goes to Alpine with Esteban Ocon. Obviously, so Alonso retires at the end of 2022. Gasly goes there. Hamilton then retires at the end of 2023. And they basically announced that they're going to be looking at Alpine. They want either, obviously, Ocon, who was a former Mercedes junior, or if Gasly does better than him, they go with Gasly. Was sort of my idea.
That's a pretty good idea. I rate it.
So, Thank you. Yeah, so quite funny the fact we both thought we were taking a big risk by putting Gasly in there. Genuinely, we haven't gone through our teams with each other before now, so that's rather interesting.
I get the feeling the next one might be quite similar, to be fair.
Okay, let's dive into it then. Red Bull.
So I've gone Max Verstappen, who's going to spend his entire career getting carried by Adrian Newey.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Dennis Hauger.
We've actually got the same again.
I think it's quite we both rate Hauger quite highly. It makes sense almost, I think, because 2022 he'll be F2 championship contender, I'm fairly sure.
Yep.
2023 AlphaTauri or whatever it is then.
Yep.
Maybe 2024 there as well, and then 2025 Red Bull or 26.
Yeah. So I think again we sort of had the same mentality there. I sort of had it as this was going to be Hauger's 1 year in the Red Bull before he gets slapped by Verstappen and has to go somewhere else. But yeah, so weirdly, we've gone with this, and it worries me that even further down the roster,
same as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting worried now that Ferrari might be the same. But before we go to Ferrari, we'll go to McLaren then, Jamie.
McLaren, okay. So I've got Lando Norris. Still. I think he signed a long-term contract quite recently. They seem on their up, and Norris is obviously a top driver. So this will interest you. Hopefully, it'd be really weird if you had copied this, but I've gone Teo Pourchaire next to him.
Right, I have not copied that.
Okay, well, I think that it's fairly obvious that Pourchaire will be at Sauber/Alfa Romeo because he's a junior driver in the next 2 years probably. I think he's such a good driver. And he's going to outgrow Alfa Romeo, basically. Sort of like what Perez did back in the day. Like, he's too good to be in the midfield, or will be by 26 when he's, like, actually fully developed. So,
right.
So McLaren needed a good second driver, or a good challenger to Norris. And I think he's not going to have the biggest release clause ever, and is obviously a very good driver with very high potential. So I see him going to a top team by then.
Interesting. Fair enough. I like that one. So I've gone Lando Norris, like you. I think there's sort of 4 drivers, isn't there, really? Yeah. We've already gone through 3 of them now. But there's sort of 4 drivers that we all kind of know. They're all going to be at the same place for quite a while. And then maybe sort of 27, 2028, they might all then completely change around. Yeah. Or something crazy like that. But I've actually gone Pato O'Ward alongside him. I just think he's had such a strong IndyCar season. I think next year, again, he's going to be a championship contender. Ricciardo, I'll obviously explain more about Ricciardo in just a moment, where he sort of fits in to my overall list. But I reckon Pato O'Ward is going to join McLaren for 2025 and stay there for 2026 as well.
Okay, I rate that. I mean, he's a very good young driver. Everyone hypes him on Twitter,
exactly.
So
yeah,
he must be good.
Pato O'Ward, I think, is decent as well. They're right. Ferrari then, Jamie.
Mine's incredibly simple. I've gone Leclerc Sainz. It seems like a good lineup, so I don't see why they change.
Okay, fair enough. I have gone Leclerc Schumacher.
Okay. I don't think Schumacher's good enough, personally, to be in Ferrari.
No, nor do I, to be honest. I think it's going to be like a 2-year thing. After Sainz goes somewhere else, which again we'll get into in just a moment, I reckon Schumacher's going to be given a couple of years there, but Leclerc is going to be the top man in that team.
Yeah. I think the way Sainz has done this year, there's almost no reason for him to leave if Ferrari is still giving a decent car, because he's been pushing Leclerc but also been slightly below on actual performance.
Right,
so
okay.
It's almost
he's been much more consistent, isn't he?
Yeah, he has been more consistent, but like if you've got a car capable to win, I think I would trust Leclerc more than Sainz. If you get
interesting. I wouldn't, just because he is less consistent.
Fair. I think Leclerc's got more experience at the top level.
Yeah.
He's like more ready for it almost. And obviously younger.
Fair enough. Yes, yeah, of course. Right. Team number 5 then, Jamie. Let's go Alpine.
Okay, that'll be confusing, but yeah.
Why is that confusing?
Well, because they're
Have
Renault
I done something stupid?
So
yeah, no, they're also Alpine Renault for me.
Okay, mine are just pure Renault. We're taking it back.
Okay.
I've gone for Esteban Ocon and Oscar Piastri, which...
Okay, we've done the same there.
I mean, Ocon, I think, signed a very long-term deal this year and then did awfully.
Ocon's there till 2024, isn't he?
Yeah.
But that's because he had a messed up chassis, wasn't it?
Something like that, I don't know. But he's going to be there a while. Obviously, he's French. the French love.
Obviously, he's French.
So I don't see Gasly ever going there with Ocon, to be honest, because of their history.
Yeah, we always sort of talk about their history, but I think, to be honest, if Ocon can get out of Red Bull, he'll probably go anywhere.
Give me Gasly again. Can get out of Red Bull.
Oh yeah, it's a potato time. They're both French.
So yeah, Piastre obviously is likely to win the F2 title. Again, pains me to say that, but it's going to happen. He'll have a year on the sidelines, maybe doing something else like test driving or something, and then
he's going to be reserved. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he'll end up at probably direct replacement for Alonso in 2023, and just sort of chill there for a bit with Ocon.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Am I boring you?
Sorry. Yeah, you are. Yeah, no, it's just because it is one of those things, isn't it? Where Alpine are just so boring with their driver picks. It's genuinely making me tired just thinking about it. But yeah, Piastri is just very, very unlucky in the sense that for some reason they want to hire Ocon again and a 40-year-old pensioner.
Yeah, as we've gone over many times, they need a junior team.
They desperately need a junior team, don't they? Next up then, Jamie, AlphaTauri.
Okay. I've gone for Jack Doohan because he's Red Bull backed and young.
Yep.
And decent. And I've also gone for some guy called Arvid Lindblad, which I directly copied from Will Buxton. So
right. Do you know much about this Arvid Lindblad?
No, but he's 16, so whatever.
Fair enough. I have gone... Sorry, carry on.
I wasn't going to say anything else. The thing is, Red Bull Junior team, the drivers are always so young. Like, imagine in 2015 trying to say Yuki Tsunoda's going to be there when he's like 14 at the time. It just wouldn't happen. So it's going to be someone random and like 14 years old at the minute.
Fair enough. So I've gone down a slightly different route with that then. I have actually gone Liam Lawson and Dennis Hauger. And realising that, I've put Hauger in there twice. So I'm going to go... I'm gonna have to change that quickly to Jack Doohan.
Okay.
I knew that I was looking down it earlier on, and I thought I'd put somebody in twice.
26 by then.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna get back into AlphaTauri in 2023 and just do a bit of a Gasly and sort of sit there because he desperately wants to be in F1.
I see we've both ignored Yuki Tsunoda off our AlphaTauri grid, assuming he's not gone somewhere else. For you.
He hasn't for me. He almost did for me, but he hasn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. His mentality just seems a bit weird. I don't know.
I think a lot of it's lost in translation, isn't it?
Yeah, but stuff like when he got a new contract, he's like, why do they hire me? I keep crashing. That just it's like.
I think he was trying to make a joke though, wasn't he?
Yeah, but his performance compared to Gasly has been pretty shocking this season.
Yeah, he hasn't been great. And he might turn it around next year, to be fair, but I can't see Tsunoda going anywhere else than LMPH. He would just be like the new Kobayashi, sort of like Banzai qualifying laps, LMPH driver. Obviously, because they're four-wheel drive, so we can't spin them round as easily. But whether that be like Toyota, maybe Honda develop a car for it, or something like that down the line, I can just see him going there with a Japanese manufacturer.
Fair. Makes sense.
Next up then, Aston Martin, Jamie.
Okay.
One of these we can almost guarantee.
He's got a career contract there and all the time Daz owns it.
He's going to be there for 40 years.
And my other one's interesting. It's actually Daniel Ricciardo, who you might have...
Oh my god.
we're such the same wavelength, that's it.
It's worrying, isn't it?
Vettel's going to be 39 by then, and they'll be sick.
Yep.
So, Ricciardo needs somewhere to go. Aston love a good PR stunt. He's a very high-profile driver. Daniel Ricciardo to Aston. You heard it here first.
Yep, and don't forget, as much as Ricciardo likes to deny, he loves that money.
He does, that's true.
He's made sweet bank in Formula 1 by leaving teams to go somewhere worse. And if anyone's going to bankroll him, it's Aston Martin.
Yeah, and he will absolutely slap Lance Stroll. And he'll also...
Vettel hasn't. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't particularly. Yeah, but Ricciardo's been dog this year.
He's not been that bad.
He's been pretty bad. Yeah, exactly. Everyone just forgets Monza. Everyone only remembers Monza, even I should say. Yeah.
Oh, this next one's
Oh no. Who are we going next then? Alfa Romeo?
Yeah, I was saying Alfa Romeo. Or for me, it's back to Sauber. We're just taking it back a year.
Yep, I'd also gone back to Sauber. I think Alfa Romeo are going to pull funding.
Yeah, at some point. I've gone for Valtteri Bottas. and Guan Yu Zhou. So,
have you? Interesting.
which is probably the lineup next year. I mean, almost certainly the lineup next year.
So that basically makes them, one of the longest ever teammate pairings.
No way. I've gone Leclerc Sainz as well. That's even longer.
Yep, that would be the longest. No, it would still be Mercedes, wouldn't it? Because
Massa
it's
was at Ferrari
Hamilton
for 8
Bottas.
years.
Yeah, no one was alongside him there.
Oh, yeah, you're saying the whole lineup. Okay.
Yeah, obviously
Hamilton
it's
Rosberg
Mercedes
was 4
this
years.
year, and but Hamilton Bottas was 5 years.
5 years.
Barrichello Schumacher was 6 years. That's the longest there's ever been.
So this would only be into the 5th season with Bottas show. And Alpha are always
But
quite
that
slow
doesn't
to
happen at
make
midfield
changes.
teams, does it?
It does. Alpha have had the same lineup since 19 to 21, which is quite rare in the midfield.
3 years.
And before that, Ericsson was there for 4 years, was he? And NASA was alongside him
But
for
with
3 of
different
those.
people. 2, wasn't he? NASA?
NASA was 15, 16. Oh, yeah.
Didn't do 17.
No.
No.
Because he
No,
accidentally
2-3 years
did
is
too
fairly
well.
common in lower down teams, but not much more than 3 normally.
Well, Guan Yu Zhou's got a lot of money. Bottas has a lot of skill.
Yep.
So.
Right, okay. I've gone Joe Porcher.
Okay. I see
Gasly's...
that.
sorry, I keep saying Gasly now, and I don't mean Gasly anymore. My mentality and thought process behind this was Joe's got that sweet money, so maybe Ricciardo might be looking at Alfa Romeo. Who knows? Perhaps he fancies himself some Chinese yen.
Literally a billion people watch F1 because Joe's in it, and me as
Exactly.
well. So.
Yep. And I went Porcher because I think he'll get to Formula 1 for 2023, and 2027 he'll go somewhere else.
Porcher. Okay, I thought you were saying Bottas, but that's after this ends.
No.
So. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Porcher Alpha is a very safe bet, but I don't know. I thought I'd mix it up a bit.
Fair enough. I know what you mean though about him moving on, but I think
Yeah.
that'll be slightly after 2026. Next up then, Jamie, let's go Williams.
Williams. Okay. So my team leader for Williams will be Sergio Perez.
Right.
I think I don't know. He's always one of those drivers that sort of ends up nowhere. You just stick him in Williams. So that's
Okay.
what I've done this time. It'll be 35 by then 36. Pretty
Be
good team leader.
37, I think.
Obviously Williams like an
36,
experienced driver.
Yeah.
Until they run out of money. But
Yep.
Massa, who else? Barrichello.
You can't think of
back
anyone
in the
else,
day.
can you? Yeah.
So Perez there makes a bit of sense to me, and then my other one's a random shot in the dark of Ollie Behrman. I don't know, Behrman probably, who's a 16-year-old doing
Literally
Austrian,
slapping everything.
yeah, he's
Austrian
doing
F4.
He's doing an ADAC F4 and Italian F4 and winning
Yep.
both of them. So young British driver, get him in F1.
So let's go through a timeline then for Ollie Behrman. We'd have to do 1 year of probably GP3, wouldn't he? Or a junior F3 series. Then proper Formula 3.
So that'd be 20.
Then Formula 2.
That'd be 24.
So
2 years
he
of
could get
F2.
to F1 by 2025, yeah. But 2026 is probably a safer bet.
Yeah. So
Isn't it?
remember the name. Because I'm
Ollie
sure you'll
Behrman.
remember this podcast in 5 years' time.
I'm sure you will.
So-
Fair enough. I've actually gone with a completely different lineup to you then for Williams,
wow.
which... Is that the first time this happened, this video?
Probably. AlphaTauri was
so.
different, but you copied doing because you made a mistake. So
Yeah, because I keep putting Dennis Hauger everywhere. Dennis Hauger is life, people. Don't you forget it.
yeah.
I have gone Albon Bottas in the world's most mid lineup
Albon
you'll
Bottas,
ever
that's
did
the
see.
middest- They're so average.
I know, it's great, isn't it? But so's Williams, so...
I suppose Albon at Williams makes sense for 26, actually. He
Yeah, I
could
mean,
have
he's
been
been there 5
years.
years.
For ages.
I can see... The thing, what I've sort of got is Williams will be like a top 5 team again.
When?
But
For 26?
in 2026 this is.
Wow, okay.
But everyone, including Williams, doesn't realise it. So Bottas and Albon are made to look better than they really are, based on the fact the car's actually better than people
What, you
think.
mean like Russell and Latifi are?
No, because Latifi's not making the car look any better than it is.
Well,
I reckon that
Q3
Williams still
Russia.
is 8th best in F1.
It's 8th best in race pace. It's about 7th or 6th in quali pace.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, I can accept that. I suppose 7th best in quali.
Yeah.
Better than Aston Martin.
Still shouldn't be on the front row though.
Actually, no, I say that both Aston Martin drivers can't qualify anymore.
No,
We're going 8th best still in quali.
no, I disagree.
Just
But fair
Russell's a
play.
god.
In the wet, the Williams is very good in the qualifying.
Fair enough. Right. Let's get in final few teams to go then, Jamie. Haas. What have you gone with? Have you even gone with Haas anymore?
They're gone. They're gone.
They're gone.
They no longer
Okay.
exist.
Okay, so they're just not in Formula 1 anymore.
Well, we've said it a few times this season. Like, if 2022 doesn't work for them, they're gone. So.
Yes, yeah. So, you've just completely removed them from Formula 1, have you?
Yes.
Okay, I have rebranded them as Penske, which some of you guys may know, obviously, a massive American corporation in terms of motorsport. Did actually have an Australian supercar team up until the end of last year as well, which I think a lot of people forget about. But I think, Penske are going to come in. So I have gone, Jamie, with Joseph Newgarden as sort of like their experienced guy. Yep. And, more interestingly, I've gone with young Richard Ticktum.
What? You mean Dan Ticktum?
I do mean Dan Ticktum,
okay.
But remember Will Buxton.
He won't be that young by then.
Yes, but I've got a whole theory for Dan Ticktum.
Okay,
right?
Here we go.
You're going to love this.
Story time.
So, story time with Matt. Future story time with Matt. This is a special episode. Dan Ticktum, we all know, very brash, very outspoken. I think we can all agree with that. Very aggressive on the radio. He's going to go to IndyCar, and because of those characteristics I've just listed, Americans are going to love him.
Yeah.
Because what do Americans love more than a very completely over-the-top angry man? Nothing.
That's why
nothing.
They like
the Americans. Well, yeah, Richard Hammond, he loves America. Yeah. But I think Ticktum, he's going to suit the American people perfectly, as long as he doesn't try and burn one of their flags or something like that. So I think, he's going to race in IndyCar for a couple of years, and then Penske are going to announce a Formula 1 rebrand of Haas in 2024, 2025. And then I think they're going to try and put him in there as Ticktum's last hurrah.
Fair. Newgarden, I feel like he's been predicted at the Haas for about 6 years.
Yes. To be honest, you're basically just Newgarden's your IndyCar placeholder for someone that's going to make Formula 1. By then, there's probably... I could have put Colton Herter in there, to be fair. He's pretty good. What's that?
Castroneves.
Oh, fair enough. I thought you said Takuma Sato. I got really confused then. But right. Yeah, so there we go. Those are, for me, the 10 teams. For Jamie, the 9 teams. Now, we've both therefore gone with 2 new teams to the sport, haven't we?
Yes.
Right. Run me through your first one then.
So, I mean, quite a simple one. I've gone Alpine as a sort of Renault Junior team.
Okay.
Because they're only supplying teams with one engine, they can probably cope with another, and their junior team is stacked. So, makes a bit of sense for them to come in.
So you've got Ocon and Piastre in your Renault.
Main, yeah. I mean,
who have you got in your junior?
Before, it's so meaningless because the 2 I've got at the minute are Caio Collet and Victor Martins. But they're going to be mid-20s by then. There's no way they're still in a junior team.
Caio Collet's not. He's going to be 20, 21, 22, isn't he? He's 16.
19.
Is he 19?
Yeah.
Oh, I've lost a lot of respect for him then. I thought it was some wunderkid.
He's not that amazing. So,
I mean, he did pretty well to drive. So which team was he in Formula 3?
It wasn't a good team. I can't remember who it was.
No, but he was the only guy that could get towards Trident
nearest the top almost.
Prema.
So Caio Collet and Victor Martins because he's French.
Fair enough.
Collet's Brazilian, but yeah, it could be anyone. By then there'll be someone new, 18-year-old French driver who just gets a seat. Who's 14 now, so you won't know who they are.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult, isn't it? You get that one Banzai driver every couple of years that no one's heard of. I have gone then with a new Ferrari junior team, Ferrari Prema Power Team.
I like that. Prema have dominated F2 and F3 for long enough, so...
Exactly. Prema have always sort of spoke about trying to get into Formula 1, haven't they? We had them try to get in back in 2010. And my sort of whole theory now, obviously, was with the budget cap coming in, Ferrari are going to have a lot of extra money now to spend. So I think, obviously, alongside the LMPH program, I'm going to reckon they're going to try and bankroll Prema into basically being a secondary team for them. But I think they're actually going to be a decent secondary team. Unlike Haas and Alfa Romeo, where they based him in backmarkers over the last few years. I think Prema are going to be a top 5, top 6 contender. But I've gone with Eilert and Schwartzman.
You've gone with 8 top 5 contenders.
Yeah, it's going to be great. My idea of Formula 1 is going to be so close.
Who was
between
your
the midfielders?
Eilert
and Schwartzman.
Okay, they're both 30 by then, so...
Yep. I know. I think 2026 is going to come in a year where Ferrari have got no junior drivers to go with, so they're just going to poach those 2 out of their LMPH program.
Nah, Kimi Raikkonen's son.
Robin? No, Matt.
Robin.
Is it Robin? It's Robin
Yeah.
Raikkonen, isn't it? Even though he's going to be like 13.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Secondary new team then, Jamie?
I've gone for Porsche, and I feel like you probably have as well.
I have also gone Porsche,
Yeah.
Although I put Red Bull as VW backed, so I'm not too
that's
sure how
cool.
that's going to work.
mean,
I think VW are going to buy out their Red Bull
VW
powertrains.
VW own Porsche and
Yeah.
Audi, who are the two main ones that people are talking about at the minute in real life. So one of those, either Porsche or Audi, will be a team in 2026, I reckon, with the new.
Well, Audi have already
engines.
said they don't want to be a team; they want to be an
Yeah.
engine supplier, haven't they? So maybe I'm going to change that to Red Bull, Audi, and then Porsche as a team.
Porsche on their own, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. And my lineup for Porsche, you'll love this: Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher. Just for the
Oh,
fangirls
dearie
out
me!
there.
Just for the Germans. Oh, dearie me!
That would be an amazing team. I mean, as a non-German, non-Vettel, non-Schumacher fan, I would still like to see that happen.
Fair enough. So my Porsche then, I've got Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez.
Oh wow, throwing it right back. The 2015 midfield pair.
Exactly. I think it's odd that they've never driven on the same team.
Yeah, it feels like they should have done at some point, just by chance.
Yeah, exactly. There should have been like 3 races together or something like
Yeah.
that down the line. But I think when Porsche do finally come to Formula 1, it's going to be their first year. They're going to want a lot of experience. Perez is going to be at the end of his career, probably just trying to find a seat where he can. And Sainz is going to go to them leaving Ferrari as sort of like this is my chance to win a world title if things go the right way.
I want to explain Vettel a bit, because obviously Aston Martin get bored by him. He'll be on the brink of retiring. Porsche will announce entry. They'll also announce Mick Schumacher. And then it'll be like, right, I want to go there and do a year or two.
Fair enough.
He doesn't
I
seem like
can
he's near
I can
retirement
understand
yet.
that. Fair enough. So, in terms of drivers that haven't made it then to 2026, I've got Russell and Gasly still here, Verstappen, Leclerc, Schumacher, Ocon,
It's going to get really
Bottas, technically not Albon, Stroll, Ricciardo, Norris, and Sainz, Perez. So I've got
Oh, we've got the
11
same-
drivers
Yeah,
by
we've got
my
the same ones.
Yeah. I haven't got Vettel, though. You do.
Oh, yeah. So I've got those plus Vettel.
Hamilton obviously is retired by then. Kimi, of course, is retiring at the end of this year. Alonso's obviously going to be retired. Well, hopefully going to be retired by then, I tell you what.
45-year-old Alonso. Let's go.
Yeah. Who else hasn't made the cut? Vettel for me, of course. Sonoda. Mazepin.
Mazepin. Latifi.
Latifi, yep.
Who's on the grid?
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Trying to work out who's not here anymore.
Giovinazzi.
Giovinazzi, yep. He's basically gone this year, though.
Yeah, he's on his way out. Probably makes sense to get a list up, but I can't be bothered to do
Probably
that.
would, wouldn't it? It would. Let me have a look. Who else has not survived?
I think we got through most of them, unless we're just forgetting a random team or something.
Probably. Well, like I said before we did this, I reckon I've just forgot someone really obvious.
Yeah, the comments.
No, I think that's it. I think that is it.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. Obviously, we've got Albon coming back as well, which is kind of like that.
Back.
No, you don't have Albon coming back, but I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that rounds it up then for our 2026 predictions, doesn't it, Jamie?
Yeah.
In terms of
super fan.
Ollie Berman, Jamie's going to be a stand for him next year as he absolutely gets destroyed in Formula 3 by some 13-year-old Australian.
Guanyu Zhou's going to do F3 again for the super license IMO.
Right, should we quickly then, before we finish, Jamie, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh no.
Predict your champions between 2021 and 2025.
Right. Well, 21, Verstappen.
Okay.
Well, it differs already from Matt's prediction, so there's one.
Yep.
It's just impossible to tell, 22, come on.
Oh no, come on, you got to put a prediction in.
I just want to say Verstappen for all of them, but it's not going to happen.
I mean, it could.
I will go...
Theoretically.
I don't want to say Hamilton get an 8th.
You just don't want to believe, do you?
I'll go Verstappen 21.
Yep.
Verstappen 22.
Yep.
Leclerc 23.
Right. Ferrari back on top.
Yeah,
Are you
Ferrari.
high?
George Russell.
Right, okay.
And Max Verstappen 25.
Fair
My
enough.
next 6 years is going to be sick. Watch this space.
Okay, yours next 6 years or Formula 1?
Oh, Formula 1's in my mind. And then 2026.
Fair enough.
Guan Yu Zhou, Sauber, OP.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God.
No, Verstappen again. Dennis Hauger for the
Verstappen
constructors
again.
as well.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going to go Hamilton 21. Hamilton 22.
Hamilton 23.
Yeah, just Hamilton continues. No, I'm going to go Hamilton 21, Hamilton 22, Verstappen 23, Russell 24, Lando Norris 25.
Interesting. You think by 2025 Verstappen's going to be a one-time champion? That's outrageous.
I think Verstappen is going to be the guy that... Well, the thing is, like a lot of the greatest Formula 1 drivers of all time,
Hamilton
you win a couple of world titles, and then you take like a gap, and then you win a load more at the right time.
Yeah, Schumacher, Hamilton won one and then waited, 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Unless you're Fernando Alonso, in which case you just win straight away and then never get the second bar.
Then just make the worst career moves in the world, yeah.
He was on the right track in 2006. So...
Well, the fact that Alonso could have been the first guy to win a world title for two different teams since Fangio, I want to say. Yeah, back to back, obviously, because Jenson Button almost did it in 2010 as well, didn't he?
He wasn't that close in 2010 by the end, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the last couple of races it fell apart, but he was in contention for most
race
of the
wins
year.
in race 2 and 4. What's that about?
Yeah, I know. It was just mad, wasn't it? But didn't Massa lead the world title after round 2?
After round 3, yeah.
After round 3, because he had like 2 podiums and a 4th.
3rd and 8th.
8th, was it? Fair enough. God, we're going to have to do like a rewind of F1 2010 at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, insane podcast to do. But yeah, anything else to add? Did we do Turkish? I think we did Turkish GP predictions last week, didn't we? What did we say? I think I went Hamilton, Verstappen, Sainz. You probably did. I probably said Hamilton. Let's be fair.
Sainz
not
podiums.
I'm saying Sainz. No, I might have put Lando. No, I put Norris actually. I think
I put someone stupid. I think I said Gasly.
Probably.
Yeah,
I think you said Gasly. Yeah,
that's going to happen.
I think you did.
Announced Mercedes contracts in 2024 as well.
I can't believe we both went Gasly. That's like I'm actually amazed. What was that? 5 teams we went the same.
Yeah, we're
Aston Martin, Alpine, Red Bull, Mercedes, and I think it was 4, wasn't it, in the end? Yeah, which is kind of mad. But yeah, let us know your 2026 predictions down below as well, of course. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very exciting time with Formula 1. Obviously, when 2026 does roll around, Jamie and I will do a recap. We promise you that. Even when this channel's been desolate for like 3 years, we'll be back for like one-off podcast. Hey! Well, I mean, to be fair... Jamie, you realise now we've already been halfway through knowing each other, yeah. We're already over halfway there.
I can't imagine a decade of my life knowing you. That's so depressing.
It's depressing as hell, isn't it? But before we have an existential crisis, thank you all so much for watching. Nothing more to add though, Jamie?
No.
No, I've looked as white as a ghost for this entire video, so apologies to that for all you guys as well. But yeah, we'll be back next week reviewing the Turkish Grand Prix. I cannot believe Hamilton won it and Verstappen got disqualified from the entire championship. I can't believe I've ended the podcast with that. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.